hey friends, and Happy New Year! 2023 is officially upon us, and with that, I really want to spend some time today resetting my home and my life for the new year. You know, I love Christmas, I love the holidays, and just everything that the season brings, but at the same time, that's a chapter that's now closed, and so what I really want to do now is to turn a fresh page and to just kind of reset my home for the new year. So on the agenda today, I want to take down all of our Christmas decor and put it away for the season. Then I also want to do some cleaning and tidying. Specifically, I want to dust and vacuum. Really just try to kind of reset our home to a blank slate. And we'll reset and style the space as needed. Specifically, this corner always needs a bit of reconfiguration after the tree comes down. Then I want to go grocery shopping to pick up some food for the week, also potentially clean out my fridge. And then I just want to end this off with making a healthy dinner together, then enjoying an agendaless evening. This is something that I'm kind of testing out and trying to do more going into the new year. I have a tendency of packing out my evenings with activities or just working well into the late hours of the night. So this year I really want to try to dedicate some of my evenings to not necessarily having an agenda for them and really just being able to enjoy practicing hobbies, spending time with Christopher, things like that. It's just one of those ways that I want to try to get better at incorporating rhythms of rest into my daily schedule. We do have quite a bit to get done though before it's time to relax. So I think what I want to do is start by undecorating kind of the rest of our house that's not the living room. So we'll start in the dining room, the kitchen. I think I have a couple of things in the bathroom and entryway. And then we'll just kind of slowly move things towards the living room and end with undecorating the tree, just boxing everything up there. Okay, question. Am I the only person who's terrible at eating advent calendars? I always go into it with these aspirations of enjoying a little chocolate every single day, but then looking at it, I definitely forgot like 5 or 6 days this year. So I think what I'm going to do is pop out the chocolate that's inside. I'll eat these over the next few days, then just get rid of the calendar itself. Okay, just finished up with the kitchen. We don't keep too much in there decor-wise, but the one thing that I'm trying to take a mental note of is I do know that normally we have a little green towel in there with little white Christmas trees on it, and it's not in there currently, so I'm guessing that means it's in the wash. So I just want to make sure that I remember to pack that away when we do the laundry later. Now I want to turn my attention to the dining room and take down the little floral display we have in here. I've absolutely loved having this display out for the past month or so now. It's been perfect for hosting, and we have hosted a few parties, but at this point the greenery is definitely quite dried out, and so I'm going to probably be throwing this out or composting it. Then we'll go ahead and save all the other little bits here for next year. Oh, and then the one other thing that I want to do is to reconfigure our table setup so that it seats 4 rather than 8. We typically just like to have it at 8 when we're having a lot of people over at once, but 4 is kind of the default, so I'm probably going to enlist Christopher's help just to help reset that for us. It's definitely a 2-man job, so once we tidy off the surface, we can do that as well. Okay, and I'm going to pop our table runner in the wash really quickly. Something that I always like to do as I'm undecorating is just to make sure that any linens, towels, anything like that that we use to decorate for Christmas, I'm making sure to wash before putting them away, because I don't want any dirty towels, linens, anything like that just kind of sitting all gross and dirty in a tub for a year. And that way, when we go to redecorate for Christmas next year, or I guess that's later this year, still trying to wrap my mind around that, we'll just be able to have clean, fresh linens to use. Now we can go ahead and put the table away in a minute, but first I want to give it a quick wipe down. So when I actually went to go and put the table away, Christopher was actually in a meeting, so I had to wait until he was finished with that. So I just finished tidying up and putting away a few of the other bits that we had in the dining room, these little wood trees, which I actually don't think I'm gonna put away for Christmas. I think I just might move them somewhere else, decorate a little bit for winter since we do still have a few very dreary months of that left. And we also had a whole bunch of hanging stars that I'd hung up, both on the chandelier in our dining room, as well as a few other places in the living space. So I just went ahead and got at the ladder, took all of those down. Then once Christopher got off his call, we condensed the table back to a table for 4. Since there are only 2 of us living in the house, it just feels like that size fits our family better. All right, well, our mission to undecorate the house is going well. I'm pretty sure I now have everything that was kind of scattered about in the various rooms of the house all compiled here on the coffee table behind me. The only thing that's left now is to do the tree. I think Christopher is going to be joining me here in a minute to undecorate the tree. It's one of those fun little traditions that we have. Plus it is quite a bit of work, so I'm happy to have the help. I'm definitely going to miss having this view every morning though, as I read and drink my tea. But hey, there's always next year to look forward to. Okay, well, we're making some good progress here. We have most of the ornaments off the tree at this point, and as I'm kind of taking them off, I'm trying to sort them into 2 groups. We have our delicate breakable ornaments, which I'm trying to wrap up in paper, just kind of extra packaging bits and stuff like that. Then I also have our filler ornaments that we don't really care about, and also our shatterproof. So I think what we're going to do is start loading this thing up. I'm going to put all of the more delicate ornaments on the bottom since a lot of them are a bit heavier. And then the shatterproof ones are super lightweight. So I'm just going to create a layer at the top for all of those. We're almost done though, just a few more minutes and we should be good to go. Okay, last thing, before we're ready to take the Christmas tree out, we just need to take off the lights from the tree. And what Christopher said about taking the lights off the tree, he really is so much better at that than I am. I just got to work putting away the last few loose bits of decor. We keep all of our Christmas decor organized into 2 boxes. One is for our ornaments, and then the other is for the individual decor pieces that we keep around the house. We got the tree out of the house, but we've been left with pine needles just absolutely all over the place on the floor. It's definitely gonna take some work to clean them up, so that's what I want to do next. Just look at all those pine needles. Whew, this is gonna take some cleaning. So I think my plan of attack here is just going to be to go through and just manually pick up some of the larger branches and bits that the tree left behind. Then I'll go through with a vacuum and pick up all of those individual pine needles. So I'm just going to quickly fix my hair a little bit. We can get into this. I love real trees, but the cleanup afterwards is just one of those things that you have to factor in. Still worth it in my opinion, but cleaning up after them can be a lot of work. Okay, well, we've got the vacuuming done and it's starting to look a lot more normal in here. So I figured we could check in really quick and do a little bit of a status update. Everything is now undecorated. We've got all of our Christmas decor stored in boxes. Currently, they're all in our bedroom and we'll bring them up to the attic probably later tonight or tomorrow once I have the chance to wash and fold all of the linens. And then I also did the vacuuming, so the floor is good. We're clear of pine needles, or at least most of them. I feel like even after you vacuum, there's always like stray pine needles that will just pop up for like a few weeks after Christmas, but it's all good. They're mostly gone at this point. So the last few things that I want to do cleaning up wise in here are to wipe down all of our surfaces. So I want to wipe down our counters, the island, and I probably want to do the table just one more time. I noticed a few little bits of wax on it, so I want to do that. And then also I want to dust in here, specifically the shelves behind me, our coffee table, and then our little console table as well. As I was taking down our Christmas decor, I noticed several areas where dust is just starting to accumulate. So I want to take care of that. And then the last thing that I want to do for our actual home at least is just to reset the area behind me. I want to put our lamp back there, our blanket basket, and then I don't think I've really drawn attention to this in any of my recent videos, but we do have a new TV now. We upgraded to a Samsung frame TV back from our like 7-year-old TV. It's about 15 inches larger than our previous one. It looks amazing. Let me just say we've absolutely been loving it. But with the bigger size, the kind of like hanging discs, they're like woven basket discs. I don't know exactly what they're called, but we had them hanging on the side of our TV. It just no longer really works with the dimensions of the new TVs. So I think what I want to do is just add some art to the side there, which is not a project for today. Literally just the Christmas decorations alone has taken me 5 hours. So don't think I'm gonna tackle that today, but I do want to take down the one basket that we have left. So we're just going to reset that space and just kind of make it so that when we do go in and add the art, hopefully in the next week or two, it will be ready for it. So let's do the dusting now. We'll put everything back into place. Then I want to finish this up with doing some grocery shopping. So as I'm dusting, I realized that I may have made a small mistake. I definitely should have vacuumed after wiping everything down, not the other way around, because as I've been wiping all of our surfaces, I'm kind of accidentally knocking little bits of dust and debris here and there onto the floor. And so there are a few areas now that we need to go back and to touch up, which I'll probably do later, but it's just a little note to self for the future: dust first, vacuum later. All right, well, it's starting to look so good in here and to really feel clean, which to me is just one of the most refreshing feelings, and it's just so symbolic of the new year, that beginning of a new chapter in our lives. So what I want to do now is just to finish resetting the space behind me, to add in those little bits of decor that were previously covered up by the Christmas tree, or I guess that we moved out of the way to make space for the Christmas tree. So I want to put those back now to style them, and then let's go get some groceries. Okay, well, we've got everything restyled and put back into place, and I really am enjoying just that more minimal, stripped back style that we have in here. The one thing that I've kind of noticed as I took down the discs behind me though is it really does feel a little bit lopsided. On this side of the wall, you have our beautiful bookshelves, the floating shelves, then you have the TV, and this corner really does feel a bit empty, especially with the height that the shelves add on the other side. So I definitely am feeling very motivated to find just some kind of good solution to add some vertical height and just some kind of, visual interest to that side of the wall. Thinking maybe a few art pieces would be great. So I might talk with Christopher later tonight, get some measurements, but I'm really excited, and I think it's going to look beautiful in that corner when we have it finished. So then apart from that, the only other real thing that I want to do in here as a part of our New Year reset is to pick a new background for the frame TV. That is one of the things that I was just most excited about when we got this TV, was having a background that we could always have on that looks like art that we could display in our home. I love this one of the flickering fireplace that we had in over Christmas. It felt so festive, and I loved how, because of where our tree was positioned, it almost felt like a perfect reflection, but I feel like that one is quite Christmassy, so I'd love to switch it out for something that's maybe a bit more generic wintry. I know Etsy has some really beautiful frame TV options, so I think maybe something I'll want to do tonight is just to look through some options, maybe purchase one. I don't think they're that expensive. I was looking the other day and they're like $2 or $3, so I think it would be really fun to pick out some beautiful art that we can have going into the new year. But yeah, that's the kind of the last thing that I want to do in here, but I want to give myself proper time to do that, so I think that's gonna be a project for tonight or tomorrow. Now that we've gotten our home to a good spot, I'm really happy with it. What I want to do next is to do some grocery shopping. Right now we have a handful of essentials in our fridge and a lot of breakfast foods, but not a lot as far as the other meals of the day are concerned. So I want to get some food for tonight's dinner, but then also the rest of the dinners that we'll be having at home this week. We really want to focus on just trying to buy some fresh, like kind of more nutritious ingredients. I feel like I'm not trying to do any kind of diet or anything going into the new year, but I also know that I've consumed a lot of sugar in the past week with the holidays, so I think it would be good just to focus on some more clean, whole ingredients, some fresh foods, and so that's what I want to go to the store and pick up now. I've just got my grocery list here. There's quite a bit on it, so let's get to it. I'm back from the grocery store and I came home with tons of delicious foods. Let me take a second and just walk you through some of what I picked up. We got a ton of fresh fruits and vegetables, got some cucumber, celery, onion, oregano, thyme, although I guess those are more herbs. We also got some grapefruits, some apples, a couple different kinds, a whole bunch of avocados, carrots. I also got some potatoes, baby spinach, and then a couple kinds of cheese. This is the Tillamook extra sharp white cheddar. I love this stuff. I also picked up some goat cheese crumbles. We've got some salted butter because we were running out, kombucha for a little snack. Then I also got some white wine and vinegar for a recipe, some cold brew coffee because I was running low, some cinnamon apple chips, and then I've never tried these before, coconut clusters, but they looked really good, so going to give those a try. Then I also got some seaweed, and then just a few different kinds of meat. We have ribeye steak, stew meat for beef stew that I want to make later this week, and some classic cut bacon. So quite the haul, but honestly, I'm really glad about it. We're running pretty low on most of our fresh foods, so it's good that we're able to restock some things a bit. And right now, I just want to take a minute to put everything away, then we can get started on some dinner. Going to get started on dinner. This is the recipe I'm going to be making tonight. It is an herby avocado steak salad. This is the picture. It looks absolutely beautiful. Actually, I don't think I've shown you guys this. For Christmas this year, I think it was Christopher or one of my family members. Anyways, they got me this Half-Baked Harvest Everyday Recipes cookbook, and I am really excited to start using it. I actually follow Half Baked Harvest and use a lot of her recipes, so excited to have a cookbook with some really tasty recipes that I want to try. This is actually going to be the first one that I'm making, so that's always exciting, but I've always loved Half Baked Harvest recipes in the past, and I feel like the cookbook will be no different. I'll share a quick screenshot of the recipe right here if you want to try making it for yourself, but I'll also see if I can find the recipe online and try linking it up in the description. Now I'm hungry, I'm ready to eat, so let's get cooking. Okay, well our salad is ready. It looks and smells amazing. I cannot wait to dig into this. So let's eat. The verdict on dinner was it was super tasty. Definitely want to make that recipe again, but I think when I do, probably just going to use a little bit less mustard in the dressing. It's like the only note that I have. Probably actually gonna write that in my cookbook so that I remember, but overall loved the food. Right now I'm just going to spend a few minutes cleaning. This is something that Christopher normally does, but actually as we were finishing dinner, he had to take a quick call, so I'm going to help him up with doing the cleaning tonight. And then after that, I really just want to spend a relaxing evening doing some chilling. I actually got a paint by number for Christmas, so I might spend some time working on that. We might watch some Ted Lasso. That's the show we've been watching recently. But like I was saying earlier, I kind of want to have an agenda-less evening where I'm not trying to do anything particularly productive, but I just want to do some really fun, relaxing things that are just going to nourish my soul, my body, help me to relax, to unwind, all of that. I will be able to relax a whole lot better though once my space is clean. So let's spend a few minutes tidying up, doing the dishes, and then we'll relax. Okay, time to start winding down for the evening, and I think that I'm probably just going to spend the next couple of hours working on my paint by number, and I think watching a Ted Lasso later with Christopher. This is the painting that I'm working on. It's of a beautiful little seaside town in Italy. It is, I will say, fairly slow going. This has probably taken me 2 hours already on a previous day to complete, but it's super relaxing, really therapeutic. So I'm just going to probably move over either up here or do this section and just start plugging away at it. But also wanted to show you, Christopher did end up updating the art on the frame TV. I'm not sure if we're going to use this as our permanent picture. I would still love to find something that's a bit more winter themed, but for now I love it, and yeah, it really does just add so much to this room. But that's really my plan for the evening, and I'm really looking forward to just spending some chill time, being able to relax before preparing for the new day tomorrow. I think I am going to end this one here, but I really hope that you enjoyed coming along with me today as we reset my life for the new year. It really does feel just so nice knowing that my home is ready for the next chapter, the next year, and I'm just so looking forward to all that 2023 has in store. I hope you are as well. As always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I would love to know, what is something that you're doing to reset for the new year? Be sure to let me know what that is in the comments. I would love to hear about it. And until next time, friends, I am wishing you all an amazing day, happy new year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.